I fear not the dark itself, but what may lurk within it. Welcome to Lurk, bringing you creepy, strange, and bone-chilling stories, with your host, Jamie Jackson.
Hey, lurkers, miss me yet? I just wanted to hop on here and give you some information about what is going on with the podcast. For those who are not currently signed up on one of our social media accounts, and if you're not, you really should be, you have no clue what's been going on. Since October, I have kind of taken a hiatus from podcasting, and I did that without saying a word. I just stopped because, well, life. There's a lot that goes on around here outside of podcasting. It's pretty busy, and there are a lot of things that I am unable to quit, like, the 40-hour-a-week job that pays the bills. So, because of that, and because of the time it takes to produce a podcast by yourself, the podcast started to feel a lot like work and not so much like a fun hobby. And I really didn't want it to be that way because I enjoy the paranormal. It's a hobby I've had most of my life and something that I enjoy sharing with like minded people. So I had to sit back and reevaluate things and decide what I was going to do and even if I was going to continue on with the podcast. Thought about it, and what's going to happen here is that we are going to release a paranormal themed podcast episode bi-weekly. New episode will launch on February 7th, which is the first Friday of February. And then the 21st of February, I think off the top of my head, would be the next episode. Some months there will be 3 episodes because there are multiple weeks. There's multiple weeks in every month, but some months have like 5 weeks. Other months there will only be 2 episodes. However, because not only do I love the paranormal, but I really love true crime as well. Also, something that I've always had an interest in. So, in addition to bi weekly paranormal themed episodes, we will also be doing one true crime episode per month, dropping on a Sunday, and most likely mid month. So, it kind of will fall between paranormal release dates. There's a lot of people in the paranormal genre who also really enjoy true crime. I know that there are some of you out there who do not enjoy true crime. So, this is a way to add it in as an extra so that those who are interested can listen. And if you're not, you can just skip it and wait until the paranormal one comes out. Some of those true crime episodes might have paranormal things associated with them. Personally, I'm not one to promote paranormal things that are associated with more recent crimes because I don't think that's respectful. But there may be one coming up that I do share something that's a little bit paranormal associated with it. Mostly because I have kind of a personal, I don't want to say attachment. I'm familiar with the family that it happened to, and unknowingly was familiar with the area that it happened. I'll just leave it with that. So, just to give you that tidbit, that's one that may be coming up in a month or two. Also, in addition to the change in scheduling, I am also hoping to bring on guest co hosts more regularly so you don't have to listen to just me drone on and on and on. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes when I edit, I nod off here and there and get bored with listening to myself. So I know that Liz from So Sci Fi, if you have been to one of our vendor events, you've probably met Liz because typically we travel together and we're set up next to each other. She is joining me for one of the true crime episodes that she is familiar with. I am also having Angelina come back, probably more than once. But we are currently trying to get the Fire in the Sky, written by Travis Walton, read. I think she's read it before. She was refreshing. I can't seem to get it read. So I'm in the middle of it finally. I'm halfway there, living on a prayer. And hopefully we will get that done and recorded for you. And I want to bring her back for some other things. And who knows who else will show up. I have a couple of things in mind. We'll see how it goes and what I'm able to um, coerce people to do. So that's something to look forward to. Also, we have launched a new website, same website address, lurkpodcast.com, but I have overhauled it. It is not hosted by our podcast hosting company anymore. It has an actual real website. So you can find information about the podcast, about myself as your host. As we have guest co hosts join us, there will be information about them. We have a blog, so make sure you check that out. I hope to bring you some behind the scenes things, some other information about paranormal. There are some topics that are really interesting, but might not provide enough information to be able to give you a full episode. So that information will be given to you in blog posts. So be sure to check that out. And we are also, I say we like I have this staff. It's me. It's me here. So I hope to also bring you a monthly newsletter beginning in February when we start our new episodes. You can sign up for that newsletter on the website. So go to the website, scroll to the bottom. I think it's on the left-hand side. It will give you an option to input your email and click that you want to sign up for the newsletter. Make sure you do that if you're interested. Newsletter, behind the scenes stuff, maybe some, I don't know, paranormal news, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff there could be in there. So we're going to try that as well and see how that goes. So that is the nitty gritty for what's going on with the podcast. We will be continuing and hopefully we'll be able to bring you quality episodes. While I've been on this hiatus, I have been listening to podcasts. My coworker introduced me to two new podcasts that I've been listening to. Both are dramatic fictional podcasts. Both are done by Seven Lamb Productions. One is called The End of All Hope. I really like that one. And if you like post-apocalyptical type fiction, then this would be a good podcast for you. If you think zombies, but aliens, that's what this one's about. And I really like it. The voice acting leaves a little to be desired sometimes, but honestly, the storyline is good enough that you end up looking past that. The second one done by Seven Lamb Productions is called Tower 4, and some of the same people that are in End of All Hope, the same voice actors are in Tower 4. So the same issues sometimes with the acting, but again, the storyline kind of pulls you in. And I'm not going to tell you much about the storyline because if I say anything, it's probably going to give too much away. Just listen to it. If you enjoy fictional podcasts or stories in general, I think you'd probably like both of these. As far as other podcasts that aren't fictional, I listen to quite a bit of true crime. I'll be honest, I do not listen to a whole lot of paranormal podcasts, mostly because I'm producing my own, so I don't want to take somebody else's way of telling a story or use somebody else's research in my own podcast. So I don't listen to them not because I don't enjoy them, but because I don't want anybody to come back and be like, oh, you just copied so and so's podcast. Nope. I may have a similar topic or the same topic as another paranormal podcast, but I can guarantee you I'm doing my own research. I'm reading the books, I'm looking for the information, I'm reading newspapers. I'm not pulling from anybody else's research. So that's kind of why I avoid them because that way nobody can claim that's what I'm doing. But as far as true crime podcasts, I listen to quite a few of those. My favorites currently are Buried Bones, which deals with a lot of older murder mysteries. So think early to mid 1900s and before. Some of them are solved, some of them are not solved. I also listen to Small Town Dicks, which, if you are a Simpsons fan, Lisa Simpson, who's the voice actor is Yardley. Um, she's the host along with her husband and his twin brother and Paul Holes, and they bring other detectives, officers, all kinds of people in to tell stories about cases that they've been on. I actually like that one quite a bit. And Paul Holes, who is at Small Town Dicks, is also co-host on Buried Bones. And he was instrumental in helping to solve the Golden State Killer and brings quite a bit of forensic knowledge and information to different cases. So I really enjoy listening to him. I also enjoy listening to Mind Over Murder. I have mentioned that podcast before. That podcast deals a lot in the Colonial Parkway serial murders, and one of the co hosts is the brother to one of the victims. They deal with other cases as well, but I do enjoy listening to them. So, those are the main podcasts that I listen to usually. I also listen to Locations Unknown, which deals with cases about people who have gone missing while hiking. Not to be confused with Missing 411. I'm going to tell you right now, while I think there are some very strange, curious missing cases, sometimes the Missing 411 cases do not give you all of the information that is available, that sometimes provides a very obvious explanation as to why people are missing. I disagree with it so much that I may actually go back and retitle some of the Missing 411, and I'm using air quotes, cases in the past. So I think there are some mysterious disappearances that leave a lot of questions and do not have a very obvious answer as to what is going on. But sometimes there's a obvious answer of hypothermia or exposure in general. So anyway, Locations Unknown deals with all kinds of different missing cases. Sometimes there's a little head scratching as to what happened. Other times it's pretty obvious that, you know, they fell down a hole or something. I don't know. So anyway, that's another podcast that I enjoy listening to. I would say those are my favorites. I listen to some other ones that I listen to when there's not a new one out of the other ones, but they're not really my favorite, so I'm not really going to tell you what they are. So hopefully I will be able to get this short update edited for you on the new computer with the new software, which I am trying to learn. So you'll have to bear with that. And coming up here in just a couple weeks, we will have our first episode, and we will be starting off with a haunted trail episode, and we are in Massachusetts at this time. So February 7th will be the Haunted Trail, Massachusetts. And after that, I don't know because I have a couple of them already typed. We will have a true crime episode available for a murder that happened in 1878 that technically didn't get solved, but I'm going to tell you I'm pretty sure who did it. I'm pretty sure I know. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away for that. So that's what we have upcoming in February. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. And before I forget, for all you YouTube listeners, because I do have quite a few listeners on YouTube, you might notice that there's a lot of duplicate things going on YouTube on our channel right now. What's going on is YouTube started to allow RSS feeds for podcasts in YouTube. So my podcast host has sent my RSS feed to YouTube. So you have the videos that I personally made with the photos, and then you have the videos, in air quotes, that are basically just the podcast that is coming from my RSS feed. So I have not yet had a chance to really sit down and look at YouTube and decide how I want to move forward. Do I want to continue making the videos myself with the photos that go along with the topic content? Or do I just want to allow my host to automatically send the feed to YouTube and you just get my voice? If you have an opinion, if you are a YouTube subscriber and you have an opinion about that, please send me a message or comment or email or whatever and let me know. Because ideally, you're the ones listening or watching or both. And I want to do what the majority prefers. It takes me a lot of time to do the videos with the photos, but hey, if you're willing to wait for me to get to it and get it done, I am willing to go that route with 100%. Just let me know what you think. In the meantime, I may figure out which one I prefer and go with that, but until I do, there's going to be some duplicate stuff on there. You may see some duplicate things pop up. So I apologize, but that's what's going on. There's just a lot of new things that are in the works, and sometimes I don't have the time to really sit down and look at it. That is enough of an update. If you have any topic suggestions, if you have any comments, suggestions for improvements, whatever, as long as they are constructive criticism or positive comments, send them my way. Anyway, you know the drill. You can find all of our episodes at lurkpodcast.com, and you actually still can, even though I have updated the website. Also, on the website, you can find links to all of our social media accounts. We have several. I'm going to be honest and tell you that personally, I'm on Facebook more than any of them, and Facebook gets the most attention. If you have Facebook, I suggest joining the page, or is it liking the page, joining the group, whichever. We are also on X, which I still call Twitter because I'm old and set in my ways. And we are on Instagram. I do have a TikTok. I'm going to be honest with you, we have not mastered TikTok yet. I don't really personally want my face on TikTok. So I don't update it very much. We'll see. I've done some Facebook Lives. We'll see. There's a whole lot we're trying to do, play around with things, and try to get things going. If you have any suggestions, 100% send them my way. I will take any suggestions, consider them, and I'll try to make things better as much as I can. So that's going to do it for this update episode. And until next time, keep lurking.